St. Lucia, this is Open Mic, and we're now back to the fourth and final segment of our program. When we left off, both myself and Dennis were giving our views as to the date for the next general elections. Of course, everybody knows that we have no, we're not officially, should I say, officially chosen to make that decision, but we are, as citizens, we can project what our thoughts, and I think I'm fairly correct when I say so. But as we're talking about elections, it was very, should I say, amusing to listen to the chairman of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Mr. Leo Clark, well dressed in his seafaring outfit on board a boat, making a pronouncement that Alan Chastanet doesn't have the qualifications nor skills to run a country. I really want to know, where does Brother Leo get his information from? As far as I'm concerned, when you look at Alan's track record, the places that he has worked, what he has done with his life, he's running a business right now, employing 150 people, paying pretty close to $200,000 a month in salaries for the last 10 years. And I see the company is functioning. I see him also running the carnival sailing. And if one just goes down there and see how well kept the boats are and what is happening, Alan has brought in here the new hotel, Harbour Club. It was Alan who brought it into St. Lucia, and he's going to be doing the marketing for the hotel. So, one begs the question, how does Brother Leo arrive at such a situation? I think he needs to go back to the drawing board and find out that Alan is not a man of straw, okay? Alan is a very capable person, regardless of all the luggage placed on him by the St. Lucia Labour Party. We all know that. For the last 3 years, they have tried to hit him at everything. They went for his color, they went for his education, they went for his citizenship. And mind you, citizenship, the same citizenship that they're questioning, where they want, they didn't want him to become politically involved if he had a U.S. passport. Correct. But by the same token, we bring in Saudis and other people now into our country. That's fine. So that's what you call wearing different hats for the occasion. But that's for another time. But while we on that score, yes. Dennis, yeah. I want to just look at the situation with the climate change. I am extremely concerned about what is going on. I have listened quite a bit to Dr. Fletcher, and I don't want to take away from Dr. Fletcher what he's done. As an individual, I like Dr. Fletcher. He's a very energetic young man. He's moving all about the place. That's fine. But I am indeed very worried, and so should many St. Lucians be, about the climate change, because yesterday someone said to me, well, Mr. Chastanet, the hurricane season is over. I said, no, darling, the hurricane season is not over. It will never be over, because nobody knows now when we're going to get those troughs and those high seas.
Especially within when we have El Nino.
Correct.
Is around.
Yeah.
So therefore you can never predict anything.
I know you're a well-read man, Dennis. Have you followed up what has been taking place to the run-up to what is happening in Paris?
Oh, COP21, I have been following it since Kyoto Protocol. And not only that, I've been working with the Taiwanese on that, to that extent, because my article this weekend will be touching on COP21 and what Taiwan has done in regards to, although they are not represented as our country is in Paris, yet they are one of the most foremost countries working to mitigate the problems that may occur with climate change, because
they have been blistered,
exactly where they are and the positions that they are on in Taiwan geographically.
Yeah.
But what gets me is that when I came to St. Lucia, off and on in 1997 to work and go back to Spain, I got some funding, and I put my own money to write a book called Nature Watch, an environmental toolkit for Caribbean schools. And our cameraman knows that very well, because he was one of those that went out with me and did a lot of filming. You know, no one was interested.
And you did about the birds too.
The birds too.
And I tell you, that was a very good thing you did, eh?
No one was interested.
Yeah, you know, that book you had, I sent up about 12 copies to Europe.
Yep.
And we have got a lot of business from Europe
Yes.
at our hotel.
Yes.
Because of the bird watchers.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you know something? But again, no one really took anything that I was saying in regards to the environment. Suddenly, the people like myself who have been at the forefront, we are never asked anything. Yet, one of my degrees is environmental and resource management. You know, and I am perplexed sometimes to find out how did, in this case, Dr. Fletcher become such an expert. And I appreciate what he's doing, because that is a love that I have. But he's very good at you know, reading things and understanding things, but it's to implement them.
Yeah.
We have not implemented. We hear that the sea level is rising, but nearly all our villages and
Out in the
even
water.
towns, you know, are where the sea level is going to affect it. Yet nothing has been put in place to mitigate, should in case the sea level rises to a certain height. We are going to Paris, and I'm saying, what are we going to Paris for? Good, we must go, as you said, to listen, to see what things are going. But what have we done to justify being in Paris?
Because we are the greatest victims, eh?
Exactly.
We are the greatest
Exactly.
victims. Yeah.
We talk about flooding. But when you look at the end of the day, do we have the drainage that can take that water out to sea?
Yeah.
People are telling you, you go up to Bridge Street, and there's no two ways about it, that after about 20 minutes of heavy rain, half an hour, you will see all sorts coming down. Beds, you name it, you know, going out to sea. This is why our fishermen now have to go so far out, because the whole
garbage.
thing is polluted with garbage.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Ocean is almost filled with garbage.
Yeah.
And yet we still encouraging, as a small island, allowing this to happen, because there are no laws really that we put in place where the police, whoever it is, can actually prosecute the offenders. So consequently, we are going there with a begging bowl, you know, but what are we going to put in place? Yes, we need the money. Yes, you know, it is important, but show them that we are doing something. You know, that our gutters are not blocked with,
you know,
with plastic
I'll tell you
bottles,
something. I realize it's a culture to throw this thing about, but by the same token, we as a government have to take the initiative in some ways. And I give you an example. You just have to drive around anywhere, from between Cass Street, anywhere, especially right at the bottom. For instance, just before you go up to the Calvary, but the bottom of the road there, by the McNamara building around.
Yes.
Now tell me something. And also on Jeremy Street,
where
you're just throwing garbage. To me, what would it take? You just take, maybe get some blocks nicely, you elevate it maybe 2 feet, and you have a door, right? And you throw the stuff inside it and keep it in there, and they come and take. I mean, dogs can go there, everything just moves. When it gets rain, it floods around. But you know, I'll tell you something. When Sir John Compton was filling up Prince Alfred Basin, I said to him, Sir John, there are 2 reasons why you should not fill the Prince Alfred. One, it is so beautiful that small boats would come right up to Cass Street. What a beautiful scene would have been. And secondly, most of the drains in St. Lucia emptied in Prince Alfred Basin. Now, if you go down today, Dennis, by the old Banana Association, I ask you please to go down and look at this.
Yes, I have.
That drain is stagnant.
It is.
Now, I'll tell you something. Very, very simple, you know. Very simple. That drain can be enlarged and bring it right down to the end of Queen's Lane. From M&C's old garage where Ultramart is there, you can build a culvert drain at least 4 feet deep
Yes.
by 4 feet wide.
Wide, yes.
Okay, and properly maintained, and let it go down towards the river,
Correct.
so it will take the water down.
Correct.
Some people had thought once, for instance, where the fire station to put it there, but that's not a good outlet for it, because you have the river passing.
Passing,
It will
correct.
block it. You
Yeah.
have to take it with the flow of the river,
Exactly,
okay,
yeah.
and maintain it. I went down to Queens Lane area a couple of weeks ago, and there is a drain. It is completely clogged. The what you call the slabs are broken. My car fell into and nearly broke a spring there. And you know, I can't believe a thing like that. And this is why the water doesn't go down. You know,
exactly.
Between the two, as you rightly said, between the plastic bags, and the effort has been made. But I think also there should be a tax on plastic bottles.
Exactly.
Every time you put it in there,
Exactly.
because the government only has limited funds to do these things.
Exactly.
But then as you rightly said, I mean, I like Dr. Fletcher as a person. There's nothing wrong, but you have to implement. When you hear those things, not only come and tell us, well, this is what was being said. Implement it.
Let me tell you something.
Sure.
There's in the south of Taiwan, Kaohsiung, they had a huge river that stunk many years ago.
Yeah.
Today, because of the
manner in which the environmental,
exactly, and implementing things,
it's clean,
and making it. It's one of the cleanest rivers that you can find, to the extent that there's boating on that river. Everything is going on, activities going on in that river. Whereas prior to that, no one would want to go there, because now you have restaurants on the riverside.
Yeah.
Prior to that, no one would want to put a restaurant there, because it stunk so much. But why can't we do these things?
You know, but even you take,
because we don't have pride in ourselves.
Yeah, you take Castries Harbour.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Down in Latok, that bay.
Yes.
Well, it's called Ansalopui. Okay. Just imagine when I was 12 years of age, 13 years of age. St. Mary's College had their aquatic sports down there. We used to play down there. I look at it today, all kind of garbage.
But you know, Michael, yourself, that as a boy, your father was in shipping and things. So you can go down that bay, and that bay was so clean, and jump into it. And everyone, that's where they used to go and bathe from Castries. They never used to go. They never used to go up.
Correct. We played water polo in Prince
Alfred Bay. Everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So why suddenly now, when all these things now been put in place, that we can't have an area like that is clean?
Yeah. Well, you know, Dennis, again, this has always been great to have you, because there are many things I can share with you, and I really appreciate that very much. So this is Open Mic saying to St. Lucia, that we're terminating here at this moment, and we will have, I think, 1 or 2 more shows prior to the Christmas season, and then we're going to do what we have to do. 1 more show.
One more show.
I've been advised by my boss that he's going to give me
one more show.
There's only 1 more show. So
a Christmas show.
A Christmas show, and we make the best of it, and everybody can go off and have a lovely time.
Good.
So St. Lucia, thank you so much, and good night.
Thank you.